The Commodore 64 waits for no man. It is the man himself who must reach out to him. So this is what we're gonna do. This is Psychedelic Eyeball, and I'm gonna play a whole lot of other Commodore 64 games again. Because some of you may remember that I've done a video a few months ago in order to do a tribute video to Jack Tramiel concerning his departure from this world, considering he was the founder of Commodore International. So I did so by playing a whole lot of really bad Commodore 64 games, so I'm gonna rectify the situation right now. I'm gonna play some more games, but this time we're gonna stay out of the terrible criteria of games out there. But with one exception. I'm gonna play the Hate Team, because that was one game that I didn't play in my first update, and I really feel guilty leaving it behind because, well, you'll see it by yourself. Oh my god, what is it with all of the pirators and crackers that simply want to give people seizures? Okay, I guess people must all buy their games from now on. Piracy is bad, kids. So here we go, the Hate Team. Wait, is it Star Wars or the A-Team? And yeah, all of these blue, red, brown, and yellow faces is a good map of things to come for this game. So here we go, we're gonna play some Hate Team. Okay, there's definitely not the same kind of flamboyancy in the actual game itself. Oh, and by the way, I wasn't even touching anything. Your character just walks automatically. You can only rectify the direction in which he's walking, and that pretty much makes it impossible to play the game. I mean, this is supposed to be some sort of Space Invaders-like game, but even the creators of this game managed to fuck that up. I mean, this is spectacular. I'm gonna try again, mainly because, well, I was not trying with this one playthrough, so here we go. We're gonna try and kill the Hate Team by making them go through the entire color palette of the Commodore 64. Yeah, that's really how inspiring, isn't it? And yeah, remember how come the Hate Team had this ability of randomly shifting around, disappearing in thin air, and finally having a party popper into a oh my god. Yeah, the moment that you come back alive, they just start shooting at you instantly, thus making it even harder to play the game. And this is especially fun. Oh boy. Yeah, that definitely didn't go too well. Game over. Thank you for playing. Yeah, I'm really thankful for having played this game. So, yeah, we're gonna go and play this other game instead. We're gonna play Hashtag Challenge, and watch as the code overflows the flow of the Commodore 64. So this game was made by Paul Norman, and was published through this company which was called Cosmi, or Cosmi? I'm not sure how you're supposed to say the name. But, yeah, Paul Norman's game are known for two things. For having really bad graphic, okay, that was a demo, I guess, but here we go. The Gauntlet. But yeah, what I was saying, wait, how the hell am I supposed to, okay, here we go. Oh my god, it's been a long time since I played this game, but yeah, the one thing that is definitely most known about Paul Norman's game is the fact that, for the most part, his graphics look really bad. But on the flip side, his not his graphics, but his music is really incredible. For every bad thing I could say about the graphics, I could say about 5 about the music. It's really moody, it's pretty atmospheric, and it's also pretty damn catchy too. As for the gameplay itself, it's nothing really to write about. I mean, in this game and in this level, you have to only press 2 keys in order to process, but it still manages to be pretty nerve-wracking, mainly because of how the music builds up constantly, and this is a pretty nice thing. So yeah, you're running this gauntlet, and for some reason there's a million of people out there in order to greet you with lances, and I have the poorest reflexes of all. Yeah, this is not really a game in which you have lives or anything, because, well, you just eventually just get kicked back to the menu, and oh my god, why do I keep doing the wrong thing over and over again? I'm just not cool enough to play this game, it seems. But yeah, the impression of movement itself is not really all that well made, but the other levels into the game do have a more atmospheric and Jesus Christ, stop jumping over the spears that are really high up in the sky. You have more time than you think. Yeah, I really want to show at least a few of the other stages that this game have, because there are points where the game gets really nice into its look of, okay, that was really close. And yeah, by the way, Jesus Christ, why am I so bad at this? I mean, this entire game is about pushing 2 buttons, and yet this game is unfortunately making me hit slave. Maybe this is what it's all about. You're a slave, and your destiny is to be shot by the entire Aztec population with spears. Oh, and if you're wondering why there are so many people with all of the spears all along the side and about 90% of them don't do anything, that's because you haven't played the other difficulties that this game have, because there are several other game modes for this, but you have to beat the game every single time that you want the difficulty to shift up, and usually by the time you finish this game once, you're pretty much done with it for quite a while. So unfortunately, there's definitely not a good deal of replayability. I mean, there might have been if you had the option to change the difficulty on the get-go, but as it is, this is unfortunately not a game that you'll come back to it. But alright, we're finally gonna get some more of the soundtrack right now. Jesus Christ, I was being so pumped up by the music that I simply stopped paying attention to everything that was going on the screen. Yeah, this is really headbanging in its own right. I will sing along, but, well, you know that it's a terrible idea, so we might as well not do that. Instead, we're... Oh my god. Come on, I know I can still run with at least one spear into my butt and into my face and into also my feet. Okay, I might just limp along. It may take me about 90% more time to get to the pyramid that is over there, but I'll make my way to this damn pyramid and nothing can stop me. Not even this spear in my torso. Alright, I might as well just give it one last try, and if I don't make it to the other stage right here, I'm probably just gonna play another game, if only because time is money. And, wait, I'm not even doing any money out of this, so why should I even? Oh my god. This is a pretty hard game, ladies and gentlemen. Even though, once again, the only buttons that I'm pushing right now are up and down. And I'm gonna let you guess which one does which. But yeah, I really love this low bass hit that you're hearing right now, which sounds really ominous as hell. Jesus Christ, once again, I'm collapsing over to the floor. The story of Running Man. Said by the Aztec population, a man was running into green... wait, this is not green. Am I becoming colorblind or what? Or maybe it's just because I have absolutely nothing... yeah, I'm really bad at this game. Unfortunately, I guess we're gonna see some more of this game another time. So, we're gonna play instead the Baguette Man. This is not really a great game per se, but I remember having a lot of fun with this game back when I was a kid. If only because, well, I really like the sound of this. No, I don't have unlimited lives, and not gonna stick to this cheating. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's Baguette Man, and that's the story of how it is. Wait. What is my joystick 1 and 2 again? Because I'm playing on a keyboard, and because Commodore 64 games always alternate between the two joysticks, I unfortunately do not remember what is my gamepad 1 and 2 map to, so I guess I'm gonna try it. Oh, I've already screwed up, so alright, I'm gonna do a 2-player game with myself. Okay. So basically, you're a robber and you pretty much have to avoid the police all around the entire place in order to collect all of the bags of money in order to put them into your little wheelbarrow right here. It's definitely harder than you think. In fact, I've never managed to beat this game. I've never even been close to Yeah, I've never even been close to beating this game, and I saw a long play of this game, which takes something like 10 minutes, and even then, oh yeah, that's right, I need to alternate the joystick. And you also need some good ounce of strategy into this game because, as you might expect, picking up the money bag slows you down. So you have to strategize and make sure that you lure the cops into the good old place. And this is also another nice touch whenever you're picking up something and you're running along and you just hear this. That's the sound of you slaving away. But yeah, one of the main reasons why oh fuck. Unfortunately, I've been reduced to this. Like I said, it's really damn hard to do some good progress into this game. So, if I manage to get out of this first screen, I'll be impressed, but I doubt it. In fact, there are 3 screens to this game. That's pretty much the entire game, because if you collect all of the money bags, you pretty much just get a screen that says, "Hey, you won!" As it was the course for holiday games back in the time. And, well, that was pretty nice. And yeah, of course, because whenever you take a nasty spill and you fall all the way down, well, they get back up, but not you. You gotta deal with it. And one other thing which also makes this game pretty challenging is the fact that, well, those carts that you see going back and forth are not just decoration. You can ride them along in order to get to places, but you must not let yourself get run over by the carts, because then that will be bad news for you. So here we go, I'm done with the first screen. Oh god, okay. Now I have to wait for this one elevator, and if I stay around here, I'm pretty sure that this is not gonna be a happy ending, so... Okay, whoops. Yeah, like I said, the wheel cart or the cart itself can be really nasty, so yeah, it's kind of disorienting that everything just keeps shifting up and down, but then again, it's pretty much my fault for not remembering what is my first and my second joystick on my keyboard. Yeah, because I can only play those games with the keyboard for some reason. A joypad here just feels wrong. Okay. Yeah, why is it that I'm surprised by all that is happening right now? Every single time that everything bad happens to me, I'm like, wah, blah, 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 blah. That's pretty weird. Good job. But yeah, that's a good thing that you can do about the cart. You can just ride along, and here we go. We're finally to the place where we need to be. Now, I do not remember if there are any other people out there. So, I'm just gonna go here, and I need the good old money bag right here. And yeah, once again, you can drop the pickaxes whenever you... Oh my god. Okay, time to take the... Okay, I'm just gonna wait it here because... Okay, in fact, Okay, you can actually avoid these guys by being in the cart. This is not only a mean of decoration, this is actually a good and helpful thing that will simply make you prevail against the forces of the law. So here we go, I've managed to get the good old money back. Wait, can you get the wheelbarrow down here, or is it only a one-way going? Okay, here we go, better get oh fuck. Oh my god, why didn't this elevator go any faster? So here we go, that is Baguette Man. It's a pretty fun game, but unfortunately, as you might have guessed, it's pretty damn frustrating. But that's pretty much the case of almost every single game out there for the Commodore 64. So we're gonna go and play this other game. BC's Quest for Tires. That was another game that I always found fun, even though that the game is ridiculously short and it's pretty, well, the gameplay is kind of formulaic, but it has a couple of twists into the way, and it's always fun to just go and jump around the entire place. So as soon as we get through all of the million of screens, we're finally gonna get ahead. Oh, Sierra! Yeah, they were making or releasing games back in the time, mind you. Yeah, we're not gonna be doing any kind of cheating, not even resetting the high score. So yeah, Yeah, once again, what is it with all of those high score lists that are full of ass? In fact, this is a common thing that you see in a lot of these games that you download on the... wait. Oh my god, I don't remember what the controls are. In fact, am I even? Oh, okay. Actually, you jump using the up button and not the fire button. Wasn't there a... wait. Yeah, well, unfortunately, there's a lot of things that I don't remember about this game. I remember that you were able to shift the speed, but how did you do that again? Maybe... maybe it's just... here we go. Yeah, basically you can speed things up along in order to make the game a little bit harder, but by doing so you get a whole lot more points in the process. And we're going through the full cycle of seasons as we're going through all of this, but the thing which also makes this a little bit harder is that whenever you're faster, whenever you're doing those duck movements, they all need to be much faster because the animations get over really quicker than usual. And I don't remember if you needed to go faster or not in order to finish this game. Oh, here we go. Now this one guy is gonna threaten us and... well, we cannot swim, and if we get clobbered while we're crossing over the chasm of turtle, we're gonna die. So, alright, we're gonna bring this up to full speed again. Oh. Obviously, I had to fall in the one hole in the slope. So here we go. Am I finally gonna be able to beat one game for this video, or are things simply going to crumble into failure? Well, I'm not expecting things to go really successfully, mainly because back then those games were pretty hard, even when you only had like a joystick and one fire button at your disposal. That's pretty much all that you needed in order to carve a huge challenge. Either because the game design is incompetent... wait. How the hell was I supposed to cross this chasm? Yeah, I didn't see this bird earlier. Yeah, I think you need to get on this bird and he just makes it so that you cross the chasm, but why didn't he appear earlier? Yeah, when I was talking about bad game design or something, well, you got pretty much a proof positive, alright? Here we go! I finally cross over the chasm of fire that I had no mean to avoid because for some reason the game decided to bug out. Right? That went a little bit too fast for me. That was great. So, anyway, we're done with this one game. Wait, what was Bogeyman again? I don't remember. I think it wasn't very good, so we're just gonna go with this one game instead. Bop and Rumble. This is a game that is most notable for being really bad on the NES, as it's called Bad Street Brawler, and it's a really fucking terrible game. But onto the Commodore 64, we have this game instead, which is like a million times better. And in fact, in some countries this game was released as being Bad Street Brawlers. In fact, I think this game has something like 3 or 4 different titles, but Bop and Rumble is the most known one of the bunch. But yeah, this version of the game, thankfully, is a million times better than the NES version, which has a really bad rap because, well, Sean Beebe, for instance, did this article where he claimed that this was one of the worst games to be ever made. But yeah, what makes this game great? Basically, well, your main opposition into this game is gorilla that walk onto the streets. Basically, you have a whole set of moves that you can use in order to beat the enemies. But yeah, here we go, our enemies: old women, grannies, and finally blind men with swords. And finally, you have this weird man that... oh my god, yeah. Okay, here we go. Now... Jesus Christ, I'm surrounded. Yeah, for some reason, giving people a headbutt really does very low damage. So maybe this is a case of your character having really low cerebral possibilities. Alright, come here, you old women. I don't think that there's a whole lot of games out there where you can pretty much say, holy shit, I am destroying old women. And that is the most fierce punch that you'll ever see. And yeah, for some reason you have to take care of dogs by simply picking them on the floor. This is how you... oh my... And obviously this one little shady man was offering me a health pickup, just because, well, I was not in the position to do anything. But yeah, whenever you're... In order to make it so that, well, you're counteracting the fact that you only have one fire button... oh. Oh no, the women are attacking! Yeah. Oh my god, the bulldogs really do a lot of damage. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've played this game, but I don't... Oh, and yeah, obviously there is this one move of the old man which is really tricky. The sword whirl all over the place which kills you. But the one thing which is kind of annoying about this game is that the music keeps pausing because unfortunately it cannot handle that many sounds all at once. Oh my god, I've just killed an old woman. Now, what are people gonna say about me now? This is really mean. In fact, this entire game is pretty mean-spirited. But that's how Duke Davis roll. Going out in the streets in his underwear, just back-kicking old people in the face. Yeah, what is he doing? Is he just rubbing his fist into his face? Because... oh my god. Oh, okay. But yeah, in the NES version, I remember the gorillas actually being able to throw bananas at you, but they cannot do that into this version of the game. But instead, they're a force to be reckoned with. Oh, and this is my favorite move of the entire game. But basically, every single level of the game has its own set of moves. And into the later levels of the game, you can be sure that the moves that you get will be utterly horrible. But I think this is my favorite move, mainly because, yeah, you're killing enemies by making them dizzy. I mean, I'm not too sure how this works, but I figure this is on the same level than simply killing enemies by simply extending your arms on the horizontal like that and somehow managing to hurt them. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's another tricky thing about the shady people that give you health. They don't always help you. You can be sure of that. Oh my god. And what is it with gorillas and old people teaming up against me just in order to knock me out or anything? What did I do to all of these people? And why did the old man just decide to sword fight a dog into the ass? Yeah, this game is really, really weird. But at least compared to the NES game, this is weirdness that is fun to play with. Because this entire game actually is a pleasant experience. Okay, now I actually seem as if I've done something harmful to the target that I'm having. Here we go, monkey! Dance with me! Nobody can withhold the power of Duke Davis. Not even himself. You cannot stop me with my yellow underwear. Oh, yeah, now we're simply doing body slams, I guess. The moves are just ridiculous in this game. Oh, and knee bash! Yes, because obviously, this is what you're gonna do whenever you'll go out into the street. Just see an old granny and... oh, holy shit. And surprisingly, old people are really deadly into this game. Never underestimate your local hospice of people, because they can take you down. Oh yeah, and we have another enemy into the game, the breakdancing genius. Which, okay, here we go. Thankfully, this bomb is made out of... But yeah, whenever he's breakdancing onto you, he can dizzy you, so this is what makes him a little bit trickier to deal with. But I really love it whenever the old people just decide to make themselves dizzy. Wait, why did she do that? Oh my god. Bad breakdancer! This is why breakdancing must be outlawed out of the streets. This is the best way to finish a level. By you cowering in fear in the middle of the street. Ah, oh yes, I remember that. This is my favorite move of the entire game. And, okay. In fact, there's just a lot of things about this game that I like. I don't like beat-em-ups in overhaul, and, well, to be fair, this is not really a game that I will go out of my way to recommend, but at least you gotta take some time to just stare at it in order to see how ridiculous everything is. Yeah. I mean, the first levels of the game are really fun, mainly because of the fact that, well, at this point of the game, you're still just cycling through a whole bunch of moves, and you're having a whole lot of fun playing around with the whole ridiculousness of things which is happening all around you. But whenever you're going at the later levels of the game, this is where the game stops being fun, because at then you just get really crappy stuff like doing the one moves that only do Wait, what the fuck? What happened? Okay. Okay, thankfully... wait. Have I become a ghost? I do not do any... okay, I've... here we go. I finally regained my corporal form, because for some reason I wasn't able to hit any enemies anymore. Oh well, that's how games fared back in the day. Oh god, yeah, this guy is pretty tricky. As you can see, he simply swords fight with all of his might. Oh yeah, and this is probably the most troublesome enemy of the entire game. Yeah. Now we're dealing with fat people that simply kill you with their gut. When I'm talking about how great the enemies are, this is no joke. And yeah, one thing that we didn't see yet, basically, the old women also can use their purse in order to do some sort of helicopter spin in the air. And in the NES version, it's really lame, because instead they've just been replaced by circus strongmen, and, well, that's really lame. I mean, come on, in this game you can simply fight old women, and this definitely has some more flavor to it. But yeah, those gorillas are really annoying, because as you see, they deal a lot of... Yeah, that's what they do. They simply stutter and strum through their entire sentence without finding their words. At least a fun feature of this game is that you can go back to any level that you've cleared once that you get to it. But we're gonna switch to another game, mainly because, well, we gotta find some other things to play in the meantime. So, what could I play? Wait, what is that? Oh, Crystal Castle. This is really not a Commodore 64 game by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it was on the Atari and many other consoles, but I figure we might as well just go ahead and play this one version, even though it's totally unpractical because, well, well, maybe you don't know what this game is all about, but yeah, you will see why this game is really hard to control. Yeah, that's the speed of your character. Yeah, normally this is a game that is supposed to be played with the trackball. Oops. Bye! And we always gotta get our good old gems, but yeah. This is oops. Yeah, this is definitely not a game that I've played ever since a long while. So essentially it's just some sort of really weird... yeah, this is really harder to control than I remember it being. So here we go. We're gonna go and play a whole bunch of these levels. And surprisingly, this game manages to be even harder as you play through it more and more, because the enemies get even faster. Okay, now I gotta make it so that... oh. Nah, I figured that I need to just redeem myself right here, even though I gotta enter my name using the joystick. Back in the time, almost every game out there made you do that, with only a few exceptions, just like Bad Street Brawler, which thankfully uses the keyboard in order to... Wait, how the hell did I do that? I do not know what kind of jumps that I've done in... whoa... Yeah, this game moves way too fast for me to control conveniently. Once again, you're supposed to play this with with a trackball, so this is why I'm really struggling a whole lot. You're really not supposed to play this with a joystick. Whoops. Am I gonna make it all the way through the first stage or not? Right now, I'm saying that my chances are looking very doubtful. Wait, I remember you being able to kill those things, but I really... No, you cannot kill them, but whenever you're going through them while they're currently flashing, you won't take any kind of damage. And they're... Uh-oh. Yeah, I suppose that you're supposed to keep your invincibility for that one point, but... Oh well. It's not as if I will have had the presence of mind to simply go for a... whoops, okay. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Gonna get on top of this tower, and we're gonna collect some more of these dots, which are really important. And besides, what the hell are you even supposed to be in this game anyway? Looks like you're some sort of disformed bear, which has to avoid tornadoes as well than the most disformed things that you've ever seen in your life. Okay, now there's no way that I can die at this point of the level, but... Okay, here we go. And here we go! I've made it through the first level. I think Bertilda's castle is in every single level. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, the bright yellow with the white really doesn't mix all that well. I cannot see a thing. Ooh. And what is also kind of annoying about the movement in this game is that... Oh, fuck. Okay. Wait, where am I? Wait. Okay, I suppose this is the hidden ramp that they're talking about. Ah, Jesus Christ, this is hard to control. Okay, so I'm really not sure how the jump is supposed to work. Alright, so I suppose I'm gonna enter my name, and now, yeah, you all know what my name is, so don't go crying it out way too loud. Okay, or maybe not, but... oh, wait, I'm supposed to press this button! Or do I? Okay... Wait, wasn't it working earlier? Okay, I suppose we're just gonna leave it at that. Besides, it's not as if my exploits are worthy of being showcased. Okay, Darkstar, I've shown this game in my other video. It was really terrible, and it was a game which was... Oh, yeah, I need to show this game. Not because it's a good game or anything, but for some reason, I loved this game as a kid. And even my mom liked it. In fact, well, it's all a really, really cutesy game. It's for very, very young children. And I really played this game a whole lot back when I was like 5 years old. And I really enjoyed it. Once again, you gotta acknowledge how great the soundtrack of the Commodore 64 games are. Basically, we have to go and collect a whole bunch of ducks before they fall into the water, because for some reason they simply cannot swim. The whole game is very, very slow paced, it's really relaxing. And you get this awesome music which chimes in every once in a while. And you gotta avoid the bubbles which are around here because, well, hold on, I'm just gonna get rid of my... wait. Ah, here we go. You gotta do that in order... Oh, sorry, but shut up. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Alright, I gotta save this duck! Yes! I'm a duck mastermind. Yeah, I knew I was shut up. I knew I was supposed to shut up, but for one moment the game actually got tense. Oh god, who's gonna come first? I don't know. It's gonna be once again another close fit. And yeah, I don't remember what the blue thing with the bubbles is, but yeah, I know that if you collide into it, you just simply die and you lose a boat. I think the bars that you see on the little white strip over there is the number of boats that you have. It really doesn't get any harder than this, and Well, it's always fun to have some games in which you can relax to, even though I'm not doing this right now. And Jesus Christ, will I finally manage to shut up for the reminder of the soundtrack? But hey, at least I know that we're gonna hear this music a whole lot yet, so never despair. This is simply amazing. Simple entertainment for oh yeah, that's a purple hippo. Now I remember. Good old times colliding with this fat chunky bastard. Yeah, this is always fun revisiting those games that normally you know that you shouldn't really like because it really doesn't hold well at all considering like any kind of standards and all of this, but you still enjoy it anyway because it's really fun. And simply, you cannot say no to the soundtrack of this game, like I've said about 1,000,000 times, and finally I was able to let it play for the entirety of the run. So yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of the game. I think I'm just gonna complete another level and I'll move on to something else before, well, staying into this one game forever, because I know getting out of this game might be tricky. I gotta come over into this one direction. Oh, and also, you gotta be careful because you cannot collect a duck while your bark is still going at any kind of speed, because then you will simply sink to the bottom of the sea. Hopefully there will be a moment where oh, holy shit, this is another tight call! Jesus Christ, those hippos are so... I've just lost a duck. Yeah, into this universe, ducks cannot swim. The biggest tragedy of nature and mankind. Yeah, and for some reason, every single time that the music plays, it always sounds a little bit different. And yeah, by the way, I'm not going for this duck that you're seeing about to drown, mainly because you can only have 2 ducks in your boat at a time. I'm coming for you! Yes, sir. No duck will be left behind, except that one duck that we've seen dying earlier. Oh! Somebody is taking another path. But... okay, now this is bullshit. There's no way for me to save him. Now you're making me look like a jerk because I simply cannot save this boat. This duck, I mean, because, well, I can still save this boat any day that I can. Okay, I really feel a little bit uncomfortable staying around here because then the hippo might end... okay, that almost backfired horribly, but at least I'm still alive. Alright, 1 duck for the ride and 2 for the money. Even though that you're not having any kind of money. Yeah, that is really cute. But we're just not gonna stand into this one area of the game anymore. We're gonna go and play something else. Yeah, we're gonna go and play Forbidden Forest. In fact, this is pretty... oh my god, what is it with people giving people seizures at all cost? Oh boy. Anyway, yeah. This is Forbidden Forest, and we're probably gonna see another bunch of really obnoxious trainers and, well, then documents that I do not need to read. No unlimited lives, arrow. Arrow is all time already. Come on, and yeah, you have difficulty settings, but yeah, I'm gonna play on innocent mainly because it just makes the playthrough a little bit shorter. Yeah, so this is another Paul Norman game, and this is probably his most well-known game out there because, well, it's a pretty nice action game in which, once again, the music sets a really atmospheric tone, in which the graphics are once again really weird looking and sounding. So here we go, we're the bravest or the stupidest man alive who goes into this really treacherous forest. So yeah, we're just going around and we're gonna wait for some mean spiders to take us on. Here we go. And this game is great mainly for a whole bunch of reasons. We're gonna see them all. Yeah, this is one of the things that definitely marked this game. The avenue of blood and gore into games. Yeah, back then you didn't see that into any kind of game whatsoever, so that definitely was a milestone. So basically, you have to shoot the arrow. Oh my god! Every single time that I no. And the greatest thing about the animation is that all of these are like the animations for walking around and simply aiming your bow, but they're simply used in a way so that you never suspect that it's it. Yeah, that was the one reason why I wanted to show this game. So, yeah, as you might have seen, you also have the option to aim your arrows higher or lower in the sky. I cannot speak while this is dancing and the victory fanfare go. I don't care that it's over long, but it's the single greatest thing that there ever was on the Commodore 64. Oh god, yeah. This is the other part of the game. The invasion of the mutant frogs. Basically, well, I'm gonna elaborate on what I said earlier about the difficulty settings. All that it does is change how difficult and long the encounters are. Basically, you have to shoot something like 3 or 4 times more frogs if you stay on the highest difficulty setting out there. Oh, and yeah, the outburst of the frogs just stops right now. It always stops whenever the dancing starts. Jesus Christ, why am I sitting on this chair while I could go and dance just like this guy is doing? Okay, what was the oh shit, it's the dragon. This is the one encounter of the game which definitely is harder. Mainly because every single time that he charges the screen like that, you simply cannot do it. Oh god. Yeah, your poor guy is unfortunately burning alive. Or maybe he's just practicing his aiming ability. Here we go. Now the dragon is approaching this way, so this is our cue for fighting him, but unfortunately I do not remember. Yes, that was the timing in order to kill him. And here we go, the end of the world has appeared, but at least the dragon died in the meantime. A victory dance is in order, my good men! Yeah, you cannot help but feel for this guy, because he's so enthusiastic about all of this. Oh, and yeah, by the way, you have a day-night cycle also. Okay, what was this boss again? I don't remember him. Yeah. We're just gonna have to deal with this army of skeleton men. Oh yeah, you needed to kill the little specter that you see right here before the skeleton men reach you. So, okay. Oh god. Head wound. And this is definitely not a flesh wound. Okay, that was a really close call. The death animations may be overlong, but we're not gonna give a damn. You're gonna watch every single one of these pixels go away. Thank you very much, good sir. So, was I near the end of the game? I know who the final boss is, but I don't remember if there was anything after the necromancer or the ghost summoning skeleton, so... Okay, I'll see what's going on into those parts. Oh yeah, the poison firing snake. I don't remember this boss. Wait, where did that come from? Don't cover me with your snot, you monster! Oh yeah, he pretty much just... Yeah, you pretty much just shoot arrows onto straight ahead until you finally get the kill. Wait, is that blood or was that his tongue? I really cannot tell. Because the way that it was going forward, it just looked like a tongue. Or maybe it's a tongue made out of blood. Okay, now I'm convinced that this was the final guy before the final boss. The final boss is definitely one of the most stressful things out there, mainly because, well... Yeah. Yeah, that's the final boss. You're unallowed to see him. And you have a fixed time limit before fighting the boss, so you also need to kill him really quick. Yeah, the boss was over there, a little bit near the right or the left of the screen. Basically, you have to wait for the lightning strikes, and whenever it's going, you gotta let your arrow go. We're at the place where he is, before he kills you. But it's hard as hell. And it's kind of hard to aim properly while you're into this little state of aiming like that. It's kind of hard to pick the angle properly. Jesus Christ. I almost got him. And this is also so stressful. The little ominous bass that you hear into the background. See if you can hear it. Oh my god. Show yourself already! Oh, here we go. Unfortunately, I am done for. Unfortunately, when you get to this part of the game, it's game over for you, and if I remember correctly, you don't even get the option of continuing there, as opposed to any point of the game where you simply continue whenever you get there. In fact, oh yeah, that's right. Your entire game ends if the final boss kills you, so... Here we go, that'll be it for Forbidden Forest. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the end of the game. But we can go and stare at the sequel. Yes. Wait, why was it asking me to save the other game that I played like 15 minutes ago? What is with that? And some more epilepsy galore. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to edit them out, mainly because, well... Not everybody has the same high-end brain that we have. Once again, another trailer of them. So, okay, I actually need to read that mainly because... Okay, until you press F7. Because... Okay, but before I explain that, we gotta see the loading. Well, it's not really the loading, but it's a pretty nice looking and really moody title screen that you see right here. Honestly, the first time that I played this game, I really was having the creeps. Yep, this one man right here is a master of his craft. Yeah, unfortunately that doesn't look as good whenever you see the wood going all around here, but hey, it was nice while it lasted. So we're gonna go back into the Forbidden Forest, and you can be sure that things are gonna get really, really nasty. Okay, no, 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 I'm not gonna cheat. So yeah, this is the main thing that is pretty baffling about this game because, well, before you start playing the game, you have to press F7, but the game never tells you that unless you take the time to read the manual. And this is also pretty particular because, well, the aiming for this game is pretty weird. But yeah, this is definitely, however, what makes the game definitely weirder and harder to play, because now you can move in every single direction, and the controlling for this game is pretty bizarre. So in some way it's a good thing that the game makes it so that there are no monsters until you press a key, but it would be nice if you were made known about this fact. So I suppose we're gonna start playing right now. So here we go, we're gonna face the horrors of the Forbidden Forest again. But this time... Oh, okay, for some reason I thought that... Ah, here we go, our first monster. But the thing which really makes it even more awkward is that, well, in order to change the angles of your shot, you need to be standing still, and finally, you need to hold the fire button. Honestly, this is a game that really doesn't belong all that well on the Commodore oh my god. But the one thing that you can say about this game is that the dying animations are a whole lot more gruesome. Yeah, not only the game is lost, but your entire life is. That's a pretty ominous looking title screen. Title screen. Game over screen maybe, but alright. We're gonna give it another try in order to see if we can kill this damn scorpion from hell. But the control is just really weird and unresponsive at times. Oh, it's another monster? Or is the music simply glitching out? Because I'm not seeing anything right now. But this is supposed to be the music theme for... Oh! Wait. Ah. At this point, I'm pretty much just gonna die again. Mainly because I'm just... Oh, here we go. I died once again. At this point, this is pretty much just gonna be a video in order to showcase all of the death animations into this... Wait. Okay. What happened there? Yeah, I was so bad at Beyond the Forbidden Forest that I somehow managed to make the game crash. Oh boy. Emulators is not a really good thing. So, what could I play next? Because I figure that I'm pretty much on the home stretch here, and I'm pretty much just gonna stop this update right now because, well, we could keep going at it for several more hours or anything, but we're just gonna close it with two final games. We're gonna play Hercules. In fact, I was shown this game by Frankomatic, who does a whole lot of videos of Commodore 64 games, which are either really obscure and all weird, and this was a pretty neat one, but at the same time, you can pretty much see this game as the predecessor to I Wanna Be the Guy or any of these really awful and bizarre platforming games, which are pretty much unfair. But this one is all about pretty much all of the work. Oh shit, I just skipped through everything. But okay, let's see what happened. Yeah, you have to guess that upon the start of the game, you have to jump for the platform because after a few seconds, you're simply gonna die. And yeah, you have the text which says what kind of labor you have. And the good thing about this game is that the levels are all randomized. You never see the levels in the same order. And that's pretty much a nice thing. So here we go. Fifth labor. Okay, and sometimes you have the courtesy to... okay, no. I guess you don't. So basically, okay, I guess that all I... Okay, you cannot drop here because the moment that you drop off a ledge, you drop like a rock. But yeah, at least you do not have the frustration of being stuck on any part of the... Oh my god! Yeah, as you can see, I've played this game in the past. I even managed to get really far into this game, until at one point I got up to a screen in which I could not even die or even leave or anything, so I was stuck perpetually with absolutely no possible way to get out. So that's it for Hercules. A really frustrating game, alright. So, okay, okay, I cannot really do anything here. Oh my god, I just missed the jump. Because there is only a moment where you can actually do a kind of jump and steer yourself in the air before you do something. The moment that you drop below the moment where you jump, you simply cannot do anything. Ah! Okay. Okay, so everything right here is stuck. Okay, but how the hell do you get there? This is why you bring random platforming logic. Yeah, this is really messy game design that we have here, but holy shit, I made it through a screen! Oh, okay. And yeah, the hazards into this game are really peculiar, as you can see. A giant scorpion made... no. If I managed to go any faster than that, I might have made it to the end before the floor came in and... Ah, god. I just took a rock to the head. So yeah, our goal into this game is to kill things, or simply go to them as they transform into a door. And yeah, obviously the one thing that you see right here, that's fire! Yep. Trial and error gameplay, my good man. Okay, I did this level again, so I'm not really sure why I'm here again. I figure I'm just gonna give it another try, mainly in order to see if I can make it to the end of this trial. Every trial has a set of levels that you need to go through, and well, good luck completing any single one of them. Yeah, when I said that... Oh, of course! Yeah, that's the other great thing about this game. Sometimes, well, not only the floor can disappear beneath your feet, but your ladders. And it's really hard remembering from one playthrough to the other what kills you, what disappears, what appears. It's a fucking mess. Oh, and yeah, this level is really tricky, as you might have seen, but you have to know exactly that all of this is... Oh my... Yeah, I should have expected that this could be incoming, mainly because for 1 second it was a little bit too easy, but... Come on, I would have been able to carry on with only 1 feet, right? Okay, so this level again. Okay, I think it's a sign that I need to figure out how to do this. Okay, so I wonder if I jump... Fuck... Yeah, that's pretty much the one word that you're gonna say every single time that you play Hercules. Fuck. Okay. Did I play this level again? Oh yeah, that was the first level that I... What?! Wow, fuck this game. This is really, really awful. Okay, so I need to fall onto this one... what? Okay, you can jump on off those platforms while they're still disappearing. Okay, but I didn't avoid the one obstacle that I could have been able to avoid. Alright, one last game and then we're... Oh, okay, I made it through the exit while the fire went out, and basically I made it to the exit before I died. Okay, so... Okay, here we go. Holy shit, I made it through a level... no. Okay, so it's gonna be the long path for this one, but... What is gonna disappear beneath my feet or my hands? Okay. Okay, so that was it? Holy shit, I've made it through an entire labor! I really cannot believe it. Oops. I was so surprised by this turn of event that... Unfortunately, I could not do anything to prevent my imminent stupid death. Yeah, this platform before was disappearing, by the way. It's just that I jumped out of it in time. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Ah! Why do you even do this kind of dick move to the player? What does it achieve? This is such a mean-spirited game. And I suppose this is why people like it, and I suppose this is why people play games like I Wanna Be the Guy, because they think, oh, being frustrated to hell for absolutely no good reason is a good game. But unfortunately, I disagree. Yeah, so I suppose that'll be it for this update of me playing the Commodore 64. I'll probably do another video because I still have to go through some games that I really like, but I've been going for quite some time, and at this point my throat pretty much is hurting, so it's pretty much the time to call it quits for this update. So thank you for watching this update, and if you want to see any more of these, just tell me so. So that was the end of this video. I wish all of you goodbye.